didn't, I wasn't too upset when they were just sectioning me. Now my mother and my brother, and it's a horrible thing they're doing to my mother. She is in probably the last years of her life, and I am so worried and so scared for her. She had been treated, well, I'm going to say this, like dirt by my father for my whole life, and she finally found happiness in the 90s. And now what she's going to, they're giving her books about Nazism. There were 3 books about Nazism. And I heard the word child molester, pedophile, as she's coming down the hall, and her mentioning her name too. And then when she got on the phone, she told me, yes, they are saying that. And she's going to live in hell. And that if that's what's going on, they will hurt her. I see in Sturdy Memorial on 3rd Shift, I don't know whether the people are guilty or innocent, but they're hurting people. 3 mentally challenged kids were beat up in the side room. It's at the emergency room at Sturdy. And now I tell everything I tell you really happened. Everything. And so the man who first sectioned me the first 2 times was the same. I could swear either this double or it was him. The same man who was the leader of the ring that kidnapped Molly Bish. He was the leader. Either that or he looked just like him. And I told him I recognized him, and I didn't see him 3 minutes later in that hospital. And then that's after I got back to Easton, Massachusetts. And then another guy from the same group of people, Peter Particular, might have been him, might have been someone named Mike. I don't know, the lady I was trying to help was on the witness protection program. I don't know if I'm saying too much, but she was on the witness protection program, and he was, the things that came out of his mouth, and he said to me, he's a dangerous man. And I did take him by the collar and shake him around from what he said, and his reaction, he could have killed me, but he just laughed. I can't repeat some of the things he said, but one thing he told me is they would hold burning cigarettes right near. Now this will be, the question you ask at the end of the video, obviously, this is only for, but the thing that scared me was when I saw that scene from Heat, how serious the situation was, not only for me and my family, but for if I hadn't woken up here in that water run, I mean, I saw that happen in 2 movies. I don't know why they use that place, but and if I had known, I found out she was on it after I sent her with the Jehovah's Witnesses. I would have let her stay as long as she needed to, if I knew how serious it was. There was someone with him. Well, there was. I can't use names. People tell me, but there was one woman who had a nickname, and it's been heard around other places. Psycho B. Well, I have to be honest here, and I have to say this. She would give him drugs, and he would give me drugs. And he cut me up, so I cut him off. I didn't take him. I have to say that if there were Valium and Vicodin, and I'm telling everybody, don't follow that particular example. I did, so things that Franklin said about, she stayed with him for one night, and he came to my apartment, and the things he said to me, I mean, I never heard people talk this way. I never heard people talk this way in my life. She's basically stayed with me all the time after that. And, I had the couch and the bed, so she would take the bed, I would take the couch, or I would take the other, and we would switch. And they did something, I don't know what they did, but they put this strange perfume that made it very hard to give her all the empathy that I needed to give her. And I don't want to be too, say too much about what she told me, how her life had been, because that's her business. But I don't know if she was in this protection program, being protected from Mike, or who, but all I know is that when we got back to Western Massachusetts, they started systematically destroying first me and then my family, and I can't take what's happening to my mother. That's something that I can't deal with. I can't cope with it. I can, but I mean, it's horrifying me. She is the sweetest, gentlest lady I ever knew. Now she is, I know people think it's odd for a 58-year-old man had to have never been married and to be living with his mother. But they did give me medications since I was about 21 years old that have very strange side effects. Basically, you sleep 16 hours a day, you gain about 100 pounds of weight, all your creativity just vanishes, and this other strange side effect, you can't have children, you can't have a wife with this side effect. The lawyers have all refused to talk to me. I've called the FBI, CIA, local state police. No one even looks into the situation. There is a hole out in the woods that Mike brought me into the woods and showed me a campsite he had, and he pulled back a canvas. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video. There's like a 6 feet or 9 feet drop in that. And there's a possibility, I guess, that he was capturing animals, but the dogs were disappearing, like 3 of them, I think, in a very, very close proximity of time. I think someone's about to come in, so please help. I can deal with it with me, but when it's what they're doing to me, my mother, she's at Charleston nursing home, and they're telling her she's going to spend the rest of her life in this nursing home. She has a guardian who's going to keep her here there for the rest of her life, and I don't know what to do. I can't imagine. It's beyond my imagination that she's going to have to live like that for the rest of her life in a nursing home with people saying that about her. I can't take it. I have to have help in this situation. Any lawyer I call, police, anybody, nobody wants to hear anything about it. And the other girl, I mean, this might be too hard to believe. And I don't know if she's being protected, so I don't know if I should mention her name, or if I should say anything, but I have seen her and known her twice. Please help. At least just the way life was back before I went to Western Massachusetts. and I can elaborate more, but I don't know if he asked me if I wanted to play Russian roulette once. He looked just like Charles Manson, a very close relative of his, maybe. My brother said the same thing. And my brother, they've got, oh, I don't want to talk too much about that because it might make it worse for him. But please help. Someone has to help us, especially her. So, thank you for listening. God bless all of you, every single one of you.